A first look at the KV4P HT.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you'll know, back in the day we had separate things for everything. So we had separate phone and separate camera and separate getting on the internet device, which would have been a computer, or if you really wanted basic internet you could probably use your phone. This one will do that, although it doesn't work. But one thing that's been overlooked by the major phone manufacturers, some of the Chinese ones are already doing this, is integrating something much like maybe this into the phone. So we come to this device here. This is the KV4P HT, and what this does is it allows you to connect this to your Android phone and turn it into a handheld radio. This one actually does have a little PTT button on the device itself, but there is one in the app that you can download from the Play Store. So in the box you get a little antenna. You also get a USB cable. This is a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. One end's got a ferrite on it and the other doesn't. So one end of that would plug into the bottom of this device here, and the other would plug in to a suitable Android phone. I've got one in my pocket. I'll have to just unlock it off camera and open the appropriate app. So this is the app for the KV4P HT, which you can get from the Play Store. It's come up with that message because I've obviously not plugged this in yet. I have found with the USB cable supplied with it, on this phone, it comes up with a warning to tell me that there's something in the USB port, although it's not done it on this occasion. So this is now actually connected. So if I set that to a simplex frequency, I will set that to 145.450, and if I press this button here, that's now gone into transmit. I can demonstrate that by using another radio on 2 meters, so I'll just pause whilst I find one. Okay, so I'm going to have to change the cable over because the one that I was using decided it wasn't going to work anymore. That's the one that came with this device. So if you do have problems, just try another cable, it should work. So I'm just going to put that on the desk for the minute, and I'm going to plug this device back in. That is now plugged in. It's saying looking for the radio on my screen, and it should now be working. Let's see if it works. So there's the device. Let's see if we hear anything on that Alinco. Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, testing. Yeah, I'm hearing that. So that's all well and good. So this is supposed to output 1 watt. I'll probably put it on a power meter later on in a different video. This is just showing you the device working. So that's the app there, and you get that from the Play Store. Now there's 2 sources for these radios. That you can either build it yourself, or you can get it from one of the official sources. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to the computer and I'll show you the website for the device.
Okay, so this is the KV4P HT website. It says that the hardware is open source and the radio can do about 1 watt, and it can be either specified for VHF or UHF. The version I've got is obviously the VHF version. So there's 2 ways to obtain it. You can either get the boards. To do that, you would get the files necessary to have the boards made from the GitHub page for KV4P HT, and then you would send them on to a supplier like JLC PCB, And you would still need to buy the radio module, however. So you need to know which version of the radio you want. I'll just turn this handheld off because we don't need it now. So it says it's inexpensive. It's Android powered. It has APRS. I will be demonstrating that very shortly. It's open source. It doesn't have a battery because the phone is what's powering it. It's not being powered by its own battery. And it has accessibility options, which I'll show you in the app very shortly. I'll probably actually screen record the phone for that. So you can either build it yourself or you can get it from one of these free suppliers here. I got mine from this supplier. I believe it's called Chelegance. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's not actually opened that in this tab. But the other options is you can get the PCBs ordered from JLC PCB, or they also suggest PCBWay as well. And the type of radio module you'll need, which is either the SA818V or U versions, or DRA818V or U as well, because they're essentially the same pin out as far as I can tell. An SMA male antenna of your choice. So what I've got is this antenna rather than the one that was supplied on it, because the one that's supplied on it is quite short and isn't that great for things like getting into the local repeater, considering that we're only using a watt here. So you can print a case yourself. Well, this kit came with one. And all you got to do is put the assembled PCB into the case. You can put a sticky pad on the back to attach it to the phone and then just screw the antenna in. On my Pixel 8a, sticking that on the back of it is not a good idea because the rubber strip that holds the back on has come away, and that's not ideal. It does say you need to flash firmware as well, but the app should do that for you when you install and plug in. And there's a QR code just here from where you can get the app from on the Google Play Store. Or you could just press this button here and that should take you to the Google Play Store. Although again, it hasn't done that in this case, so it's probably opened it in other tabs that I can't see because I'm running this on full screen. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to screen recording on my mobile phone, if it will behave itself, and I'm going to show you all the app's features. Okay, so I've got the screen recorder going. I've done a couple of little tests while it's running, and the microphone in the phone is currently being dedicated to the screen recording rather than transmitting audio through this app, so I can't actually do a proper demonstration like that, although I did do a brief one earlier in the video. So I'm currently on 145425. This is my simplex channels that I've programmed. So I programmed the entire list of 2-meter simplex channels. I've also programmed a couple of repeaters like so, which is GB3IR, GB3HG and GB3CD. With the antenna that's on it, I can't access any of them, but if I change it for the longer one, I should be able to access GB3IR. So what I can also do is go to gateways. There's MB7ICC, which is actually near Stockton, and that's an all-star node as far as I'm aware, and that's on 1452125. It's a bit too far away for this radio to work with, but if I was a bit closer to Stockton, say I was actually in Stockton itself or Middlesbrough, perhaps at a push Middlesbrough, then I would probably be able to access it using this device. Or you can list all the memories you've got programmed, like so. If you press scan on that, it'll scan through absolutely everything until it picks something up. Whether it does or not is a different matter, because knowing me, there's going to be no one on 2 meters today. Yeah, it's quite quiet, so we'll stop the scan. This plus at the bottom allows you to add a new memory. So you put your name into the top box. You can put it into a group, either repeater, simplex, or gateways in my case. Put the frequency into the next box down. If it's a repeater, you would set your offset here. That would be down because it's 2 meters. And then your CTCSS for the repeater. for transmit. If it needs a receive CTCSS, you can put that into the advanced options, and you can also change the offset if the offset is different, but usually it's 600 kilohertz. And you can also set to skip during scan as well if you so desire, but we're not going to change anything there. So we're going to press cancel rather than save. So the 3 dots at the top, you've got find nearby repeaters, which opens up Repeater Book, but you actually need an account with Repeater Book to be able to use that. Flash firmware, that just updates the firmware of the device. Then you've got settings. So put your call sign in the box at the top for the APRS. Squelch can be adjusted like so, but we're going to leave it there at the lowest it will go before, because right at the bottom end of the scale it will just keep the squelch open all the time. Radio power high and low, I believe the maximum that's doing is about a watt. Pre-emphasis and de-emphasis, I've got those turned off at the moment. High pass off at the moment and low pass off at the moment. Sticky PTT, if you turn that on, what that will do is it will allow you to press the PTT but not have a requirement to hold it, and then when you're done your over, press the PTT button again and it will put the radio back into receive. So you've also got disable animations, so there are some animations in the app. Closed captions, that's based on the system settings in this instance. Beacon my position, you can turn that on or off, but you're best turning that on the APRS frequency. In the UK and Europe it's 144.8 megahertz. In other countries your frequency will vary, so do take the time to look that up if you wish to use APRS. So the transmit and receive frequencies are set to 144 to 146. I've done that behind the scenes, but to change that you just tap on it and it'll give you the choice there. For this 144, that'll always be 144. So for the 70 centimeter frequencies, which aren't really required in our case because this is a 2 meter unit, what you would do is you would select that and select between 420 to 430 and between 450 and 440. So depending on which part of the world you're in will depend on what frequencies you're allowed to use on those bands. You've got a mic gain boost, I've got that set to none because I don't plan to change that. When you're done in there, you press done at the bottom, that will save your settings. And APRS is over here. This is the APRS chat window. Already sent a couple of beacons out today, hasn't really received anything today. And to type in a frequency up here, you can just say, do this, so 145.2, for instance. And that will do that for you. So you can type in any frequency within the range that's set in the settings. If it's out of range, it will probably tell you. I've not actually tried that. No, actually let you go down there. Let's try that. Yeah, it's actually letting you type that in, but it shouldn't let you transmit. I shouldn't think. I'm not going to try. Let's put that to 145.5 like that. So that's a quick look at the app. So I'm going to go out with it in a different video and test it, and I'm also going to test the power in a different video as well. I'm not going to do that in this video. This was just a quick look at it.
Okay, so that was a quick look at the KV4P HT, a little HT device that turns your Android phone into basically a two-way radio for either 2 meters or 70 centimeters. So if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and if you don't, then there's another button, and the algorithm will bring up a video that it thinks you might like next, but it doesn't know whether you will or will not. But that's what it thinks anyway. So a little bit more on the KV4P HT before I go. So you can get help for it on their Discord, which you can get to on their website. KV4P himself has some videos on YouTube, so if you do a search for KV4P HT, you will find some of his very helpful videos. As where better to get help for this device than the gentleman that actually designed and built the original ones. So I will catch you in the next one. 7-3 for now.